great, thank you. So
That's when it, these are pretty heavy strings on here, so it's going to sound thicker anyway. But here, maybe that's right. It'll give you a better idea of why I dump the tone so much. It just gets too sizzly for my ear anyway. I'm just like, I like usually thick and throaty. There you go. That's it. Dump the tone a little bit. And then the difference, like to me, position and dump the tone. You know what I'm talking about. Now that thing.
Sounds kind of more Eric Johnson-y, fluty kind of.
Oh, that's one of his things too, for sure. You go on the big pickup, you dump the tone a little bit. Same Scott Anderson. A lot of guys do it. And I find a lot of times bringing your volume off back from full on. It just gives you that, it loosens things a little bit, so it gets a little more rattle. It's hard not to crank it, but there's a lot to be. When you roll the tone up, and especially if I'm playing slide, I'm always rolling the tone back. So I use a glass slide, and that can get a little harsh way up in the in the high end, especially if I'm coming up around the 12th. So I got to double which is like melodic minor, harmonic minor. Who's in there here? Who knows? It's harmonic? Okay, so yeah, you throw, and that's when you get the winky stuff, like the Ingve, like usually. That kind of like, where you throw in that, and when you get that sort of neoclassical kind of tilt. I think I threw it in with, which is just a whole tone scale, but from there down to the minor third. Disgusting sound, but I have to be a fan. Of course, when you resolve that. Well, yeah, like we were saying before, it's about tension and release, and that's. Yeah, it's just how much more attention could you throw in it? And just own the note too, like this awful note, just sit on it. Yeah. People could just go.
It's kind of odd, really, when you think with that song, because you've got
The approach. So with the solo in the middle of Ghosts, initially I was doing a Robin Ford thing. I was doing sort of playing a little bit outside and playing some, some colorful notes. A lot of passing tones and not a lot of bending. A lot of sort of tone roll back and tasty stuff. And it just wasn't working. And I was trying for a good couple hours. This is in a demo phase, mind you. I was trying for a good couple hours to find the thing. And I was like, this is going to be badass, man. I'm going to show everybody all the expensive phrasing I know. And it was like, it just didn't work. It sounded really bad. And then Roberto Acapinti, this fabulous bass player, he was like, dude, you just got an Albert King that. You got Stevie Ray that. It was the only thing to do that. And I was like, really? He's like, trust me. So I just did a pass or two like that. And that was the demo one that is pretty much the exact same as what we did. Of course, we did it with, amps and miking, and we tried to get that tone as close as possible.
What did you use? Because it sounds like ambient miking, not close miking. It sounds like you can hear the room.
There's close mics as well, but we mixed in a lot of the room mic. I don't remember for amps. I know that Badger was a part of it. There may have been a Fender. There was a Corso in the mix. I don't know if we used it in that, but we'd have all the amps running and then just bring in different things. So we'd take 4 or 5 amps that we thought were going to work, and then divvy them all up. Put a couple mics in the
Is that how you record all the guitar tracks?
For the most part, yeah.
Oh wow.
Unless it's a simple clean or a solo where I have the sound already and I know what I'm going for. If it's quoting the sax line that was originally on the song. One of those.
That's the top line.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. It's an Eric Johnson. I can never do them when I want to. That's all that is. Just going down chromatically. But it's pretty much, without some of the flashy stuff, it's pretty much what the sax guy did on the original in like 1982 or whatever. Same with the actual solo.
Yeah, so that deserves a round of applause. The other track that really impressed me was Antigua, Before You Go Home.
It's not hard. Yeah, the double stop thing is just like a country kind of thing. So we're in A flat, so I'm just going to bend up to the C, the third, and then there's my 5, there's my 4. Everybody knows that kind of thing. There's a flat 6 in there. Pick, middle, ring, just a reverse banjo roll, and then use your pick again on the B string. So throw out. If you're in good shape, you can get it really. Instagram thing, and to get asked about that, like, when you do that thing, because when I run out of ideas, I do that for a bit until I do another Stevie Ray or Eric Johnson thing, you know. But it's a good time.
So, bringing things up a bit more. You could go out for a bite and you'd still be hearing that. Apparently.